Have you ever wondered why some men in their 70s still walk tall, radiate quiet confidence, and share deep emotional bonds with their partners, while others of the same age quietly battle poor circulation, fading desire, and a creeping sense of isolation? What truly separates the vibrant from the withdrawn? It's not the number on their birthday cake. It's what's on their plate. It's not something most doctors will say out loud. But I will, because it's the truth. The biggest reason many older men struggle with performance and connection isn't simply aging. It's the food they eat every single day. Yes, your daily meals may be silently narrowing the very blood vessels responsible for your most vital male functions. But here's the good news. There are 5 simple, natural foods that can help reopen those arteries, restoring not just your blood flow, but your confidence, your sense of connection, and your overall vitality. I'm Dr. James, a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience, helping older men reclaim their energy, manhood, and quality of life. I've sat across from thousands of men who felt like they were fading into the background. And I've watched them come back to life once we addressed one crucial issue: their circulation. Here's where many people get it wrong. They think the answer lies in prescriptions, procedures, or pricey pills. But in truth, some of the most effective tools are already in your kitchen. The problem is, no one ever told you how or why they work, especially when it comes to blood flow where it matters most. Make no mistake, this isn't just about heart health. It's about performance, urinary strength, intimacy, and pride. So, what are these 5 foods, and how do they work so quickly and effectively? In just a moment, I'll walk you through each one and explain how they naturally boost nitric oxide, improve circulation, and reignite physical vitality after 60. These aren't trendy hacks or untested tricks. These are real, research-backed solutions, trusted by the thousands of men I've worked with over the decades. No side effects, no prescriptions, just nature doing what it does best. But before we dive into the list, we need to understand something deeper. Why does circulation break down after 60? What really causes your veins to tighten, your energy to dip, and your drive to fade? And what subtle symptoms might you already be ignoring? Because once you understand that, these 5 foods won't feel like casual suggestions. They'll feel like a roadmap, back to the man you used to be. And believe it or not, the 3rd food I'm going to mention might already be sitting quietly in your fridge, more powerful than any pill you've ever tried. So let's begin. Food 1. Beets, the natural nitric oxide booster. There's something about beets that surprises even the most skeptical men I work with. When I first recommend them, I often get raised eyebrows. Beets? Really, doc? But a few weeks later, they return with a different tone. Relief, even disbelief. Something's changed, doc. I wake up feeling more alive. Things are working again. Beets, humble as they may seem, are among nature's most powerful tools for restoring blood flow, especially where men need it most after 60. They're rich in dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, a molecule essential for relaxing and widening your blood vessels. And that's critical. Because when vessels open up, blood flows more freely, particularly to the areas that tend to slow down with age. For men, that means stronger performance, enhanced intimacy, and even better bladder control. Many men tell me they feel warmth returning to their legs, their hands, their lower region, like something deep inside has switched back on. That's not just improved circulation, that's life flowing again. And it's not just theory, it's measurable. Clinical studies show that drinking beetroot juice or eating roasted beets regularly can lower blood pressure, improve endothelial function, and boost stamina during both physical and intimate activities. But beyond the numbers, it's about what it gives back emotionally. A renewed sense of control, reconnection, and manhood. I remember a 70-year-old patient, widowed for years, who told me he had given up on love. 2 months into a beet-rich diet, he met someone new and said, "I feel like I'm 40 again. I had no idea food could do this." Beets aren't a miracle drug, but they are a powerful start. Whether juiced, roasted, or blended into a smoothie, they support circulation in a way that most supplements can't touch. And for men over 60 who want to stay vibrant, present, and deeply connected, adding beets to your daily routine might be one of the smartest decisions you'll ever make. But beets are only the beginning. Because the next food I'll share doesn't just support circulation, it mimics the effects of certain performance medications, without the side effects. And chances are, it's already sitting on your summer picnic table. If beets gently, open the door to better circulation, then this next fruit quietly invites you in, with sweetness, simplicity, and surprising power. 2. Watermelon, nature's Viagra. I'll never forget the look on my patient's face when I recommended watermelon. He raised an eyebrow and chuckled. "Doc, I thought you were going to prescribe something serious." I smiled and simply said, "Just trust me." 3 weeks later, he walked into my office grinning from ear to ear. "You were right," he said. "It's working." See, watermelon isn't just a sweet, refreshing summer treat. It's one of the most overlooked tools we have to improve circulation and restore intimacy for older men. The magic lies in an amino acid called citrulline. Once inside your body, citrulline converts into arginine, which then helps boost nitric oxide production. That nitric oxide relaxes and widens your blood vessels, allowing blood to flow more freely throughout your body, especially to the pelvic area. And when that happens, everything down there starts to function more naturally. Firmer performance, deeper connection, and a real return of desire. It's a gentle process, but don't mistake that for weakness. It's quietly powerful. For men over 60, when testosterone begins to decline and blood vessels lose flexibility, watermelon steps in as a natural support system. It doesn't force your body into action. It helps your body remember what it already knows how to do. I once treated a 74-year-old man who admitted he hadn't felt alive down there in over a year. He started eating fresh watermelon slices after dinner, just like dessert. Within a few weeks, he told me he was waking up with that familiar sense of morning energy again, both mentally and physically. The beauty of watermelon is how easy and enjoyable it is to add into your life. There are no pills to swallow, no side effects to fear. Just a juicy, cooling fruit, helping your body restore the flow of life beneath the surface. And for older men who feel like that part of their life is over, it's not. It's simply been waiting to be unblocked. But while watermelon gently opens the door, the next food kicks it wide open. It's not sweet, it's not juicy. In fact, it's something many men push aside on their plates without a second thought. But what it does to your arteries, especially the ones leading to your most private parts, is nothing short of remarkable. Let me introduce you to one of the most powerful secrets hiding in plain sight. Spinach. Yes, I know. It doesn't sound exciting. It's not exotic. It's not flashy. But when I meet men in their 60s and 70s, men who feel like the spark in their lives has faded, I often find that the missing piece isn't something big and dramatic. It's blood flow. Sluggish, constricted circulation that leaves them feeling tired during the day, disconnected at night, and emotionally distant in their relationships. They tell me, "I just don't feel like myself anymore." And that's where spinach comes in. This simple leafy green, so often overlooked on dinner plates, holds within it a powerful ability to reignite vitality. Spinach is loaded with natural nitrates, magnesium, and folate, nutrients that work quietly but effectively to open up the arteries, relax stiff blood vessels, and improve the movement of blood throughout the body. For older men, the results can be felt where it matters most. More daytime energy, sharper mental clarity, and most importantly, stronger, healthier circulation to the most intimate parts of the body. Let me tell you about one of my patients, a 69-year-old man who came to me, tired, disheartened, and disconnected. I suggested something incredibly simple. Eat spinach every day. Steamed lightly in the evening or mixed into his eggs each morning. Nothing extreme. 3 weeks later, he returned, with tears in his eyes. For the first time in years, he said, "I felt like a man again. My wife noticed. I noticed. Something shifted. And no, it wasn't magic. That shift was better oxygen delivery to his tissues, more elastic blood vessels, and a nervous system that felt reawakened." Spinach may be great for your heart, but what many don't realize is that it nourishes your entire intimacy system. It helps you stay connected, responsive, and alive. It brings back not just physical readiness, but emotional closeness, the desire to touch, to be touched, the courage to reach out again, and you don't need to eat it by the bowl. Even just a handful a day, tucked into a sandwich, stirred into soup, or blended into a smoothie, can begin to reverse years of silent damage. When your circulation improves, your confidence grows. You stand taller, smile more. You carry yourself with dignity, because deep down, you can feel life moving through you again. And while spinach works gently behind the scenes to restore flow, the next food we'll explore might surprise you, even more, because unlike leafy greens or fruits, it's rich, it's dark, it feels indulgent, almost like dessert. And yet, its effect on men's health, particularly in the bedroom, has stunned even the most skeptical researchers. Let's dive into that next 4. Dark chocolate, the unexpected. Ally after fruits and greens, this next food might catch you off guard, but its impact is undeniable. Yes, chocolate. When I first tell my patients about dark chocolate, many of them laugh. "You're saying chocolate is good for my blood flow?" they ask, half joking, half curious. But once I walk them through the science, and they try it for themselves, that laughter shifts into genuine appreciation. Because when chosen wisely and enjoyed in moderation, dark chocolate becomes one of the most surprisingly effective tools for men over 60 to boost circulation and reignite their intimate health. The secret lies in its flavonoids, powerful plant compounds that help relax your blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and most importantly, increase nitric oxide levels. And as we've seen before, nitric oxide is the gateway to better circulation. When arteries open, blood flows more freely, especially to areas that tend to weaken with age. That renewed blood flow means more energy, heightened sensitivity, and stronger responsiveness. I recall one 73-year-old patient who had struggled for years with confidence in his relationship. He began eating just 2 small squares of 85% dark chocolate after dinner each night. A month later, he came in smiling. "We had an evening like we haven't had in years," he said. "It felt natural, like we found our rhythm again." That's the beauty of real dark chocolate. It doesn't force anything. It works with your body, not against it. It nourishes your heart, softens your vessels, and restores that subtle responsiveness so many men miss but don't talk about. And just as importantly, it gives you a small moment of joy every day, a bite of pleasure that feels good emotionally and does good physically. But remember, quality matters. Look for chocolate that's at least 70% cocoa, low in sugar, and enjoy it slowly. Your arteries, and your partner, will thank you. Still, if dark chocolate took you by surprise, wait until you hear what comes next. Because the final food on our list, it doesn't smell sweet, it doesn't taste rich, and many men hesitate even before slicing into it. But what it does inside your arteries, it may be the most powerful of all. 5. Garlic, the artery cleaner. If there's one food that's been underestimated for generations, it's garlic. Sure, we know it adds flavor to our meals, but what most men don't realize, especially those over 60, is just how profoundly garlic supports the arteries that fuel your strength, stamina, and sense of connection. I've had men walk into my office feeling frustrated, ashamed, even hopeless, worried that their bodies weren't responding the way they used to. And over again, when we focused on healing blood flow from the inside out, starting with garlic, the transformation began quietly but powerfully. Garlic contains a potent natural compound called allicin, which is released when it's chopped or crushed. This compound acts like a gentle scrub brush for your arteries. It helps dissolve plaque, lower blood pressure, and improve flexibility in your blood vessels. And that's not just good news for your heart. It's life-changing for the smaller, more delicate vessels in your lower body, the ones tied to intimacy, bladder control, and energy. I remember one man who began simply adding fresh garlic to his dinner recipes. He didn't expect much, but within a few weeks, he noticed something subtle but important. His hands and feet were warmer, his nighttime bathroom trips decreased, and, most importantly, he felt awake again, emotionally and physically. "I feel connected again," he told me, "to myself and to her. Now I won't lie, the taste is strong, and yes, the smell can linger. But what garlic gives back far outweighs its bite. It helps oxygen flow freely, reduces pressure in the body, and helps rebuild the foundation of your vitality. No drugs, no procedures, just real food and real change. And when combined with the other 4 foods, garlic doesn't just work, it amplifies the entire process. Because while each of these 5 foods is powerful alone, the real magic happens when you bring them together. The power of combination, a natural system that works together. So how? Do you take these 5 foods, beets, watermelon, spinach, dark chocolate, and garlic, and turn them into a daily plan that's simple, enjoyable, and sustainable? This is where everything starts to click. Each food plays a different role. One boosts nitric oxide, another clears your arteries, one nourishes your vessels, another lowers inflammation. One restores oxygen flow alone. They bring subtle improvements. But together, they create a system. A circulation-supporting, hormone-balancing, energy-reviving system that transforms your health from the inside out. One of my patients, 67 years old, decided to give it a shot. For 30 days, he started his mornings with beet juice and spinach omelets. After dinner, he ate fresh watermelon. He added garlic to his soups and ended the day with a piece of dark chocolate. At the end of the month, he looked different. He felt different. He told me, "My legs don't ache when I walk anymore. I sleep deeper. I think clearer." And my wife noticed too. Then he paused, smiled, and said, "I feel like I've taken my body back." And that's exactly what this is about. Not a diet, not a fad, not perfection. This is a return to wholeness, to confidence, connection, and vitality. One meal at a time. Even small changes, when done consistently, create lasting shifts. Because when you understand how food shapes your blood flow, you begin to see that it's not just about performance, it's about identity, about feeling like yourself again. But before you head to the store or start overhauling your meals, there's one final truth I need you to hear. Because knowing which foods to eat is one thing, but understanding what's really at stake if you ignore your circulation after 60, that's what most men don't realize until it's too late. The 5 foods we've explored today, they're not gimmicks. They're not trendy hacks or short-term fixes. They are the building blocks of blood flow. And blood flow is life. Beets, to open your vessels. Watermelon, to reawaken natural desire. Spinach, to support every heartbeat. Dark chocolate, to relax and soothe your arteries. Garlic, to clean them from the inside out. Individually, they're powerful. But together, they don't just improve your numbers. They restore what so many men fear they've lost forever. The ability to connect deeply, to perform with quiet confidence, to feel proud, fully, unapologetically proud, of the man they are. I know this path isn't always easy. Maybe you've felt embarrassed. Maybe you've been silent about the changes happening in your body. But please, hear me when I say this. You are not alone. And more importantly, there is a way forward. You don't need another prescription bottle. What you need is something far more powerful. A belief that your body still works, that it still wants to fight for you, if you give it the chance. So start small. One step, one food, one choice. This week, bring just one of these foods into your daily rhythm. Watch how your body responds. Feel the difference. Reclaim the rhythm. And most of all, don't give up on yourself. Because strength after 60 isn't about becoming who you once were. It's about finally stepping into who you were always meant to be. A man who refuses to settle. A man who chooses to keep living fully. If this message spoke to you today, I invite you to stay with me. Because in the next video on this channel, Wise Elders Legacy, I'll show you the hidden habits that may still be quietly blocking your progress. Even if you're eating healthy, these subtle mistakes could be holding you back. You won't want to miss it.